You can create Instagram carousels automatically with Claude in order to grow new leads for your business. And here are some examples of what you can create. So this is how to build a second brain for your content carousel. You can see the clear branding below along with a progression bar, nice number callouts, clear logos as well. And what I really like are clear titles here and even these graphics that just pop a little bit differently from the standard text. And as you get to the end, I like to include free resources. So comment this word and then I embed an image of a free resource. And this is what brings Instagram followers to my email list as new subscribers. I also like to change things up with different types of carousel formats like full image cover overlays here, 6 phrases that quietly kill your deals. This is for my communication business. And as I progress, you can see that there's never say this, stop saying this, say this. So clear formatting during the body of the carousel so that people can get each point right away. And at the end, another free resource embedded. And this last one I really like because it shows how you can break down key concepts in digestible ways, like a framework here, how to answer any question on the spot. I really like this visual that Claude was able to come up with. And as you progress, you can see each part of that prep method in each part of the carousel all the way till the end, which is comment this word and you can get this framework for yourself. So if you're interested in creating this system for yourself, stay to the end of this video and I'll have the whole setup for you. Hey there, I'm Preston. I help creator entrepreneurs like me grow their media empires and make the most out of AI on this channel. So subscribe for more tutorials like this and let's get into it. So here's what we're going to cover today. The first is a simple overview of the carousel system from a piece of content you've already created to a finished repurposed carousel. Then the second piece is which tools should you use amongst Claude Chat, Claude Cowork, and Claude Code. And then a demo end-to-end of how I'd create one from scratch using the system that I'm about to give to you at the end of this video. Here's how this Claude engine works. It starts out with you bringing in a piece of content you've already created. Now, I've spent months developing this content database, which has transcribed every single piece of content I've ever created. And if you're interested in having a database like this for your own content, check out os.melda.co where we actually can build this for you. But that aside, anytime I'm working with a particular piece of content, I always want to have the script doc at minimum, right? Because this script doc is actually going to have all of that content that it's going to apply to the text on the slides. The other core component you'll want to include are screenshots and photos. In my content database, I like to take a particular CID, like let's say I have C1619, which is a ManyChat automation carousel. And so what I do is I would go to the Google Drive folder, and inside of this Google Drive folder, there will be originals. And you'll notice that there are a series of different types of assets. So there's MP4s. This is for a video asset I made. There are also PNGs. And so your system can actually extract the PNGs that you place on your Google Drive in order to know which images to embed in the carousel. And the final part of the system that you'll provide is a format confirmation. So the system will actually ask you, do you want this as a tech walkthrough? Do you want this in a storytelling format? And I'll just select, hey, I want this as a tech walkthrough because that's the type of content I'm repurposing. Now the engine's going to provide you with your brand kit, which you can customize yourself, a format library. So these are the different layouts of carousels you could select from. And then of course a claude.md file, which is simply how the entire automation system works, so that every time you ask your engine to do this, it will know the core instructions that should get baked in every single time. And the final piece is the export script, which converts raw HTML, which is exactly what Claude Code creates. It's not actually drawing images. It's simply HTML, CSS code that it's generating. It will export those images for you. You'll notice that I've been saying Claude Code a ton instead of Claude Chat or Claude Cowork. So why is it that I strongly recommend Claude Code as the default tool of choice? Well, it comes down to a simple mental model, which is Claude works on a desk. It can only think about what fits on top of the desk. So the real question is how each tool keeps your brand, your files, and every slide from bearing that desk. So here's what I mean. This is exactly what Claude Chat can feel like when you're trying to build carousels. You're stuffing your brand, your fonts, your headshots, every single thing that you need to create a carousel all on the desk without having it organized. In AI speak, this is essentially your context window of a million tokens that gets filled all the way to the brim, which it degrades performance over time. But conversely, if you were to look at what it's like to work inside of Claude Code, think about it as you're working from a very organized desk space. So you're only going to take out the pieces of paper, the sticky notes, the markers, only when you need it, and then you'll put it back in the drawer when you don't. So that way, you're essentially keeping your desk clean and organized, which is Claude Code knowing which files to extract when, which prompts to invoke when at each stage of the system. I just think it's much cleaner if you use Claude Code from an efficiency standpoint. And if you want a full breakdown, here's exactly how I would compare Claude Chat, Cowork, and Claude Code. Now, the thing about Claude Cowork is that it's essentially Claude Code, but with a cleaner user interface. I just prefer Claude Code because you can be much more precise by pulling specific content IDs from my engine, or you can batch and precise control various slides one at a time and have much faster results. But it's up to you. I find that Claude Code works and they cost the same. And people ask me all the time, do I need the $20 plan, the $100 a month plan, or the $200 a month plan? If you are non-technical and are just looking to use this carousel system, then I think the $100 a month plan is actually pretty good. $20 a month can actually hit your limits pretty fast. But for me, I'm on the $200 a month plan because I use it for so much of my business outside of just the system that I'm sharing with you. So now I want to show you how you can create a carousel from scratch end to end using this system, starting with the setup and then going through the walkthrough. The setup starts with your local folder and it's called Carousel Engine. Now I've created a version of this for you. You can get it in the link in the description of this video. It won't have the personalization you need, like the brand, the fonts, the colors, even screenshots or cover photos that you want to include for your own carousels, but it's a really good starting point. So once you unzip that folder, you'll put it in your desktop. You're going to want to get an interactive development environment if you don't have one. I like Visual Studio Code a lot to run Claude Code, but once you've downloaded it, then you're going to go into Visual Studio Code. You're going to click on File. You'll be able to click Open Folder. From here, you can actually just select the folder that you want to open. In this case, it's the Carousel Engine, and then you click Open, and then everything here will get loaded. So now let me walk you through how you can actually start from a script of a video to a finished carousel. The first thing you need is a script of a video that you want to repurpose. So you can see I have some examples here from my content engine. Let's go with C1619. You can see here there's a script. And so what I've done is I want you to read this particular CID markdown file. You could also include a script that you just copy paste, or you can include a Google Docs link, and then you'll just say, read this. That's the script for my next carousel. You don't have to summarize it. It will read it for you. But the important thing is you're going to ask it to say, recommend the single best fit format from the format library. Tell me which account and headshot to use and explain your pick in one line, then wait for my go. So what is a format library? A format library is simply a series of different carousel formats or styles that you can use. And so I can show you exactly where that is. If you go into format library, it's a prompt. So it's going to invoke a prompt, and there are various types of formats you can use. You can customize this for your own type of content, but for me, it's like a build walkthrough. So here's how I would do a carousel if I wanted to show how you can create an automation with AI, for example. Right? It's got cover, slides, capture, example, and then I've got tactic cards. So if I wanted to cover like a communication concept or a framework, I want you to follow this format. Now, how you can create these format libraries is based off of sample carousels that you like. So I like to actually collect really nice carousels from the internet that I see, and I've included a few inside of this project folder for you. So for example, A16Z, they have a really nice, clean infographic style. So they show graphs, they show images with clear titles like this. I have another carousel I like from my friend Soph. She is a communication creator, a workplace creator. And so she's got nice cover photos with clear titles. And then she's got nice titles here, captions, some example screenshots demonstrating her concepts, and so on. So you can get all these different formats. And the only thing you need to do is run this particular prompt, which is in here. It's number 6 under prompts library, and you can just literally copy paste this particular prompt into your Claude code and then just upload screenshots of your particular carousel that you like, and it will study the carousels that you like and create these formats that you can reuse. So now that it's read the prompt, you can see here's the recommendation. It wants to use the build walkthrough style. It will select the particular brand and account that it needs to create this carousel for, and it will load a specific headshot that I want included from this channel. Then all I say is, yep, the build walkthrough seems like the right format. And I don't necessarily need to share all of this context, but just so you know what's happening, it will say, here's what the hook slide 1 should be. And I want this to be for creators who want the easiest way to convert followers to buyers on Instagram. It's going to load all of the assets that it needs in order to create that carousel. The most important asset are all of the screenshots that I want to bring to this particular carousel. So I actually got these manually in advance where I'm just taking screenshots, knowing what I want to show in the carousel itself. And then what it will do is it will take my brand style, my components, it will run everything basically in the background, and it will generate a really nice carousel like this. So you can see here, turn Instagram followers into buyers, and it's got a nice screenshot, a ManyChat automation built for you by Claude, no ManyChat tinkering, no technical skills. And then it just tells you, here are the tools you need, right? So it's uploading some of those logos that I've brought into that Google Drive folder. It's saying here, hand Claude the keys. You need to install this Claude Chrome extension, then type ManyChat. And so all it did was it just pulled a particular skill that I created for ManyChat, and it was able to build a nice image of a preview of that skill. It then walks you through how to build this. Here's a screenshot again showing how you can build it. It even says this is what it will look like. Someone will comment this. You can drop in an automated reply. And then if you want this running, comment this word, and then I'll send you this resource. So notice how I'm embedding a lot of images up front, but Claude just takes care of the rest and organizes it really cleanly. Now, I skipped over a lot of what's happening behind the scenes because Claude just frankly takes care of it for you, but it's just running a bunch of bash commands, it's reading different files, it is editing various HTML and CSS, and then at the end, it comes out with this message, done. The carousel is built, exported, and every slide checked. And then it gave me that HTML, which is what I just showed you. It told you here are the images exported to a local folder, and here are the slides just for you, right? Cover, 3 tools, step 1, step 2, pay off why it matters, and call to action. So where do you go from here? You just need to do these 3 steps. The first is to download the Carousel Engine zip, and that is a link in the description of this video. Then you're going to give Claude your own brand. And that can be just as simple as taking a link to your website like I've done here, making sure that it can read through every page, and just asking it to extract all the colors, the fonts from your site to create a unique brand style guide. And then the third step is simply taking a script from an existing piece of content. It could be a blog post, it could be a script of a short video you've created, and telling Claude to create the carousel. And if you want a content engine for yourself that's built for you so that you can have a system for ideating, for scripting, for documenting everything that you create and ensuring that analytics get piped in, go to os.melda.co, book a free call so we can see if the engine that we're building is a good fit for you. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to the channel so you can get more tutorials just like this.